Hi everyone and welcome to the second episode of Locker Room Talks, where we discuss some interesting NHL news and events. And today we're going to discuss NHL goalies, the Caps and Alex Ovechkin's future, and LGBT jerseys at the pregame. So we'll start off with goalies. Every season we have improving goalies. Every season we have disappointing goalies. And we're going to discuss in my opinion, three most improving goalies and three most disappointing goalies. So we'll start off with disappointing goalies. And the first one is Jacob Markstrom. Obviously, Jacob Markstrom. I spoke about him in the first episode, but I want to speak about him one more time. So Jacob Markstrom has 89.1% of saves. And that's so bad for the NHL goalie, in my opinion. Also, he lets 2.8 goals per game. That's so much. If we look at his stats last season, I won't tell you that. If we look at these stats last season, there is so big difference in that. And I don't know why. To be honest, I don't know why. Maybe he had some family disasters or some mental problems. But I think that last playoffs, where Flames lost to the Oilers in the second round, where Jacob was really bad, and Jacob's game cost the Flames the playoffs, the games, whole lot of games of the series. And in my opinion, Jacob is just not confident in himself. Like last 5 or 6 games, he's been really good, but that's not enough, because at the beginning of the season, he made the stats that will show everyone that this season Jacob Markstrom is trash, and that's the fact. He has been outplayed by the backup, Dan Vladar. That's it. I don't want to talk about him so much because we spoke about him the first episode. So let's go to the second most disappointing goalie this season, in my opinion, Jordan Binnington. Jordan Binnington has 89.2% of save, but he has 3.4 goals per game. Oh my goodness, that's so much. Jordan Binnington had, in my opinion, he had only one great season. That was the champion season. And then some mental problems. And as you may see, last game, the Blues played the Wild. And after the goal that Jordan led successfully, he punched one of the Wild's players and he got suspended, as I know. And what's the Binnington's problem? That's the real question. I don't know, really, I don't know. But why would I speak about him if I don't know? I have one thing. Jordan Binnington is really great goalie who, if he is in his great behavior, you can score on him. He'll save everything that comes to the net. And his problem is mental, his mentality. Because after goals, he's not blaming himself, as we see. He blaming the other players, his players from the Blues. And that's a real problem. We saw that against the Wild because, when you let the goal and you punch the player that scored on you, that's not right. And we saw it last playoffs when he threw the bottle on Nazem Kadri. We saw that a whole lot of times, for real. Jordan Binnington has some mental problems, and maybe he needs to go to the therapist and so on, but I don't think that will improve his game, because he's not the 19th season Binnington anymore. And those seasons after the Cup, he's not the same. And he won't be the same. That's the problem. His mentality, he won't play like that anymore. And that's the real thing. I like Jordan Binnington so much because he's a great player. He makes incredible saves. But one great save per 10 games, that's not enough to like him even. But he's one of my favorite goalies in the NHL, to be honest with you. So he's very disappointing me. And the third goalie that disappoints me so much, one of my favorite goalies when I grown up, Jonathan Quick. Jonathan Quick, 87.5 save percentage. That's insane numbers. That's the AHL numbers. And 3.5 goals per game. But he got traded to the Jackets, then he got traded to the Knights. And with the Knights, he played 5 games, has 19.5 save percentage and 2.9 and 8 goals per game. As you may see, save percentage grown up, but the goals, 3 goals per game. That's really bad. And if we speak about his period of this season in the Kings, I'm not surprised that Kings traded him because, they have great Phoenix Copley that broke some records this season. They have great backup. I don't remember his name, unfortunately. Not Peterson. They got Peterson off. I don't remember his name, but to be honest with you, Jonathan Quick is washed. He's too old. His great era came to an end, and this end is coming right now. Now he's playing with the Knights, and everyone is hoping that Jonathan Quick will get back to his prime. That's not gonna happen. And as I told in the first episode, Knights will flop in the first round, especially because of Jonathan Quick in the net. They have Laurent Brossoit, they have Logan Thompson, but if they will play Jonathan Quick, they'll flop. Quick is not the great goalie anymore because he's too old. He's too old for that league. He's, with age, your ability to move, your reaction, it's slowly going down, and you can do nothing with that. That's our nature. That's our physics. That's our health. And you can do nothing with that. And Quick is just too old for the NHL. He's the goalie that will grow a great next goalie. Like Pecorini growed Jussi Saros. Saros was a backup goalie for Pecorini. Rini played with him. He gave him his experience, his moves, his knowledge. And then, after Rini retired, Jussi Saros is the great first number for the Preds. Great first number for the Preds. Jonathan Quick can do something like that. And he tried to do that with Cal Peterson. But as of right now, Kings have none of them. None of them. Cal Peterson washed Jonathan Quick, and the Knights and Jonathan Quick won't be the same as a Binnington. I don't say that about Markey because I hope that Markstrom will get to his previous level. And what's the problem of the Quick, as I told, it's health. But Jonathan Quick, if we look through the stats, he had some bad seasons even though he was in his prime. Like 2 cups with the Kings, that's great. Jonathan Quick is one of the best goalies in the history of this league. And if we look through his stats, we'll see some bad seasons in his prime period. That's not that good in my opinion, because, he's inconsistent. And even this season shows it because, with Kings, so bad percentage, so bad save percentage. And with the Knights, save percentage is great, but the same amount of goals per game. A little bit less. And what does it mean? That means that in Vegas, he just gets more shots on him. But, that shots like that was other hockey. Those shots coming from the blue line without any traffic from the neutral zone and so on. So here's my top 3 disappointing goalies this season: Jacob Markstrom, Jordan Binnington, and Jonathan Quick. And now we're coming to the top goalies, most improving goalies this season, in my opinion. And we'll start off with third, second, and then the first one. So at the third place, I ranked Philip Gustafsson from the Wild. Why? Because, when we look at his stats, 92.93 save percentage. It's almost 93%. That's insane. And 2.0 goals per game. That's insane for the player who has no experience in the NHL. That's really insane. And why is he so good? I have 2 thoughts about it. The first one is his physics, his height, his weight. He's just getting too much space into the net. He's covering too much space into the net, and you can do nothing with that. And I remember him playing against the Flames. Oh my boy, he's such a beast. And if we speak about his physics, like he's so high, he's so massive, but whatever, he is an insane at, like, some diving saves and so on. So he has great athleticism, even though he has those physics. And Gustafsson is really great goalie. I like him so much. That's what I should say, because when I look at him, that's really insane to look at that kind of player. So Philip Gustafsson from the Wild at the third place. The second place is the goalie who've been improving last like 3 years, Jake Oettinger. Jake Oettinger played against the Flames last season in the playoffs, and he played amazing. He made Game 7 happen. So that's the fact. If not Oettinger, Stars could be like 5 games and you're going home. His stats: 91.8 save percentage and 2.4 goals per game. He's really great. He's not that big as a Gustafsson, but his athleticism, his reaction, it's so great. And in my opinion, Jacob Oettinger is the future face of the NHL goaltending, because he's so young. If we speak about goalie's age, like in this age, I don't remember his exact age, but he's like 32, 34. And for the goalies, that's the young age. And he has a lot of years to play in the NHL, and he will improve himself even more. And that's really great. I like him so much. But when he's not playing against the Flames, it is what it is. And the first one is, I guess you got it already, Linus Ullmark. The Vizina winner this season, that's the fact, it's obvious. 93.5 save percentage and 1.9 goals per game. And 1 goal scored this season. That's insane. What's his key? I don't know. For real, I don't know. But I can say you one thing. If a goalie try to score a goal, even not to score, try to score a goal, that means that he's so confident in himself. Just imagine, when a goalies have an opportunity to score a goal, that means that their team up by 1 or 2 at the end of the game. That means, even strength, we have a goalie shooting the puck from his net to the other net. If he misses, that's the icing and the face-off in their defensive zone. That means that it can be goal and tied game. It can be goal and 1 goal game. So that's the risk. And imagine the confidence of the goalie that tried to shoot the puck with the risk of icing and then letting it go. He just shoots it. He scored, yeah, and that was insane. But imagine if he missed. He missed it, and then his thoughts. Oh, never mind, I'll just save that. Because every goal, instead of a pass to the attacker, to the defender, because they can do that, they can shoot. And instead of passing, he decides to shoot the puck with the risk of icing and letting the goal. That's insane. That's another level of the confidence in the goalie's mind. So Linus Ullmark winning Vizina this season. There's no doubt in it. And he's the best goalie this season. And maybe he'll be the best next season. But we'll see. So here's my top 3 improving goalies this season: Linus Ullmark, Jake Oettinger, and Philip Gustafsson. So the next topic is the Caps and Alex Ovechkin's future. I just remember one thing. I read about it. The owner of the Caps said that until Ovechkin will broke or not broke Gretzky record, until this race is coming, the Caps will not go to the rebuild. Now imagine the fact: Ovechkin racing Gretzky, and like 3 more years, 4 more years, and then he fails. And imagine the hole that he puts the Caps in. That's insane. You know, those words from the mouth of the owner of the team. That's not going right in my head, because I understand that if Ovi will break that record, that'll be history. And the Caps name will be written in the every hockey book. But are you sure about that? I mean, now you have great players, but your cap window is closed. That's the fact. Caps will not win the cup with Ovechkin anymore, and in my opinion, they will not make the playoffs anymore with Ovechkin. They have really great players, but they gave for these players a whole lot of picks, draft picks, and high draft picks, I should say, and that's really bad because they have no future. And I see Caps in 5 years somewhere with Arizona Coyotes at the bottom of the league, at the real bottom of the league. And if right now Caps will go to the rebuild, it'll take like 2 or 3 seasons, in my opinion, because they have great base for the rebuild. And if they will go to rebuild in like 5 seasons after that season, it'll take like 10 seasons, because that's so bad. And in my opinion, this record is not that important, because obviously Gretzky is a better player, and Gretzky is a great one. He's the best in the history of this league, of this game. I don't say that Ovi is bad. Ovi is a legend. The Great 8, he's really insane. His slap shot, that's so great. But, we can't compare them. That's the problem. Because, the amount of goals, okay, but then we have assists, games, cups. That's dumb in my opinion. And I should say, I had a thought that Ovi ruins the Caps. They have really great team. I mean, Strome, Milana, Kuznetsov, Backstrom. That's really great. And without Ovi, I guess they would be higher at the standings. So imagine the situation. Power play, first power play team, special team of the Caps playing. And Alex Ovechkin is standing at the right circle of the offensive zone. He's not playing, he's standing. He's waiting for puck to come to him. And the opposite team realized that, and they know that Ovi will shoot with the slap shot. And they will close the line to the Ovi, like the pass to the Ovi. And now the Caps have no left side of the zone because it's closed, and Ovi will not move till the end of the shift. And they have one less opportunity to make the goal. So that means that the goalie of the opposite team will know that, okay, shot will come either from the blue line or from the right circle. And that's all. They just, they focusing a lot on Ovi. And the whole team is playing for Ovi. And in my opinion, he will not break this record. Because, he had several injuries this season, but those injuries were not that dangerous, not that strong. He missed like 5-6 games, and then he returned. But he's 39, if I remember correctly. He's 39, and his health is not strong enough to stop several injuries. And he will be injured this season, I guess, one more time. That's my thought. And he will be injured sometimes in the next season. In the next, till the end of his career, he'll be injured. I mean, once in a while, he'll have the injury that maybe will end his career, because I know he had some right wrist problems. So maybe that will end his career. But I wish him all health. I wish him to break that record, because that's gonna be historical. That's gonna be new history. And I don't like Caps. I don't like Caps because they're so dirty. They playing so dirty. I mean, Tom Wilson and even Ovi, they're so dirty. Those cheap shots, cheap punches. That's not so good. And one more thing that distracts me so much, as I'm from Eastern Europe, my native language is Russian, and I read a whole lot of Russian sports news. And when Ovi scores, Russian social media find any shitty record that exists that Ovi broke. I mean, like goals from the right circle at the evening of the Thursday, and I'm not capping. I'm not lying. That's the fact. That's so bad. That's why I don't like Ovi so much, and I don't like Caps, because that's not so good in my opinion. The Arlov trade. They traded Dmitry Arlov to the Bruins. Got some no name, and that fact distracted Ovi. We heard some his words about it, and I mean, he lost a friend in his team, and that will make the difference. That won't be the key thing in the race to the record, but anyway, that's really bad when you're losing a friend, and he's not dead, but he's at the Bruins, and he's gonna win the cup this season, and Ovi will play golf after the regular season. So that's my opinion. And the last topic for today is LGBT jerseys at the pregame. It all started off with Ivan Provorov, who refused to wear LGBT jersey at the pregame at some game. I don't remember exactly. That was like a month ago or more. And then whole Rangers team refused to wear those jerseys at the pregame. Okay. And then, like last week, were some news about the Wild, that Minnesota, the whole team, refused to wear those jerseys at the pregame because of Kirill Kaprizov. I didn't understand that. But then, The Athletic shared some insight that that's because of Russian law of the LGBT. I'll tell you about it. There is a law in Russian law system that stops any good words about LGBT. And if you do something like support them, show some videos of you making some LGBT things, you're gonna be punished. You're gonna be punished so hard, because in Russia that's really the thing that they fighting with, and I don't understand that. I'm not so tolerant, I mean, but I won't speak about it. And I am studying the law. I'm a future lawyer, I hope so, and I can say something about it. I should say that if Kirill Kaprizov would wear this jersey, he would not be punished, because he's not at the area of Russia. He's at the USA, and at the USA there is no law that stops LGBT. In Russia there is, and I told you about it. I mean, I don't believe that the whole Wild team refused to wear those jerseys because they were afraid of the problems of Kirill Kaprizov. I don't believe that fact. I believe that Rangers refused to wear those jerseys because of Mika Zibanejad, because Mika Zibanejad has very specific religious views, and he's a Muslim, as I remember exactly, and he just said like, no, we would not wear that, and I respect that. And as Gary Bettman said, like, we should respect their rights because we can't make them wear those jerseys. We just can offer them. We can offer them to participate in those actions. If they don't want, we can't make them. So, about the Wild, I don't believe that. I mean, Kirill Kaprizov is not that dumb, and he realized that if he wear those jersey at the USA, he would not be punished. I guess everyone in the NHL just tired of it because St. Patrick's Day, okay, that's the holiday, but Pride Month, not everyone supporting them, and when the whole team is supporting them by wearing those jerseys, by the tape with their colors, I mean, not everyone agree with that. And Ivan Provorov started the revolution because I guess before him, everyone just was afraid. They were afraid for real because you don't know what league would do because that's the league action. The league offers you to participate in it. And till the Provorov did it, and till Provorov did it, everyone just was afraid, as I think. So, in my opinion, Kirill Kaprizov is not the reason why Wild refused to wear those jerseys. In my opinion, it's just the thing that everyone is tired of it. So thank you for listening. Hear you soon. Goodbye.